Welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. Our objective is to enthuse, inspire, energize, and empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes here in BW and beyond. We do so by inviting these entrepreneurs into our makeshift studio. Sometimes we call them to the restaurant, sometimes we go to our studio, and we ask them to share their experiential knowledge, their experiences and their expertise, and we ask them as many questions as we can, aimed at empowering you also as a viewer. Hello dear viewer, dear listener, my name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. I welcome you once again to another invigorating, exciting, and I run out of superlatives sometimes to describe this show. And my guest today is a guest with a difference, because we haven't had anybody yet that I recall from the stock market. And she's going to tell us how to make truckloads of cash in the stock market right here in BW. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. Welcome to the studio, Benny, otherwise known as Bernadette Turner.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invite.
Now, let's just start it off by you telling us who you are and sharing a little bit of your background.
Well, like you said, my name is Bernadette Turner. I'm the director for Stock Market College and Quick Trade here in Botswana. And we teach people how to trade on the financial markets. Been in Botswana for nearly a year and 5 months, close on 18 months. And I love what I do. Trade every day, make money.
Tell me, what does Quick Trade actually do? Is that the name of your company?
No, the name of the company is Stock Market College, and there is Quick Trade. It's two separate companies.
Okay.
So Stock Market College, it's an online learning management system that teaches people to trade on the financial markets.
Okay.
Whether it be on the JSE, so stocks, CFDs, commodities, Forex, indices. The client would learn to trade for themselves.
Okay.
Quick Trade is the brokerage, and that is where our clients would have their trading accounts, and they'll be able to benefit by placing their trades.
Okay. Before we talk about the stock market trade, college itself, let's discuss how the trading occurs at a mechanical level. You physically sit behind a computer or your laptop, whatever it is?
So yes, you can either trade on a phone. It can't be one of these donkey phones, it's got to be a smartphone.
Yeah.
So whether it's Android or iOS, you can trade on a laptop, a PC, a tablet, any one of those devices. So the platform that our clients trade, they would actually physically place a trade and they'd be able to carry on with their day.
Okay. I think my audience will be interested in knowing what gives you the right to talk about this. In other words, what is your background in terms of training, specific training, the area? Share with us some of that.
Okay, so the beautiful thing about it is, why I share it with people is I get the opportunity to show people there's another opportunity in order to be able to make another passive income. So I do it each and every day. I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. The fact that other people can do it. You don't need to have a degree to trade on the financial markets and actually make a really good income as well from it. I'm not telling people to leave their jobs, carry on doing their jobs, but if you've got another skill whereby you can use it each and every day and place a trade, that's wonderful.
So you want people to create an additional income stream, like passive income?
Absolutely. I think in today's economy, people are sitting in a situation where the COVID's hit them, or they've lost their jobs, or they're not making enough money. Here's another way that they can make money, and they can do it for themselves.
Okay. Who exactly is Market College? Tell us who's
Stock
the
Market
makeup.
College.
Yeah, the Stock Market College.
So Stock Market College originated in SA, and it's been going for a couple of years. When I say a couple of years, over 20 years. The MD of the company, his name is Hadis van Pletsen. And what happened was, we are all over SA, and then the opportunity came to open up in Africa. I jumped at the opportunity, I was given the opportunity, came here, and the reason we wanted to come into Africa is we wanted to use Botswana as a footprint, so that we can go into Africa. We've opened offices as well in Zambia and in Namibia. But it's a wonderful opportunity for people to be able to learn to trade, make money for themselves.
Tell us about the founder.
Mr. van Pletsen.
Yes.
He is, Mr. van Pletsen, Hadis is an innovator. He's very motivated. He's makes money, obviously. This was his brainchild from the beginning. It's been very successful, and the success has come from being able to go out there and see what people need, and in order for them to be able to have a lifestyle as well. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a lifestyle at the end of the day. So he's a very motivated man, a very successful man, and with that comes all these other responsibilities.
Okay. Where is the company headquartered, Stock Market College?
Okay, so originally it's in SA, but there's in Joburg, yes. They've just gone into some lovely new offices in Rosebank, which is the WeWork offices. Here in Botswana, as I mentioned, Africa, this is our footprint here, Botswana.
Okay. And for those who don't know, where is your physical office here in Botswana? Yes.
It's fantastic. So we have offices in the Central Square building. It is second floor north wing. If I have to give it the plot number, which is plot 54354, I learned that easily. Yeah. But right across from CTO and the Ministry of Defence.
In the CBD, yeah.
In the CBD, Gabs.
Okay, wonderful. Now, to a novice, in fact, to a skeptic, you know, how do you get somebody from being skeptic to a convert? Okay. If you know what I mean. What can you say a few things to get people to understand what it's about? I myself, I'm a bit of a skeptic, but largely because of ignorance.
Okay.
What does it take to be part of this?
Firstly, I think a person you've got to have an open mind, and you've got to be teachable. There are a lot of people that are skeptic because of certain scenarios that have happened. People have been scammed. There are a lot of people out there that say, listen, we can make a quick buck for you. Give me the money, I'll trade for you. And at the end of the day, they lose money. Here with us at Stock Market College, like I said, it's an online learning. So a client is going to learn, and there are two ways they do their learning. There will be modules, and we have live Zoom classes that take place every Monday through to Friday evening. And that is where the client is going to actually see what is happening and how to be able to place their trades, understand what the market's about. So the learning takes them from a beginner's level through to an advanced level. At the end of the day, it's the client's success. It's dependent on them. So yes, we do not trade at all for a client. The client's going to physically place their own trades. There are tools in place for those clients to be able to be successful. The learning teaches you to be able to trade confidently and successfully. Have people been burnt? Yes. I don't want you to give me the money. You're not investing in me, you're investing in yourself. And with that, you want to be able to track your progress with your learning, and you earn at the same time. And that's what we do. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I always sit and I show a client what their possibilities are. Nothing is ever guaranteed. If a client is not successful in their trades, or they're consistently losing in that, there's only one or three reasons for it.
Which is?
One, if they're not doing their learning, okay? You've got to apply yourself. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to do the learning. I'm not going to do it for you. Two, they're not attending their classes, as in their Zoom classes, and working with their mentor, because our clients get a mentor. The mentor is the person that is qualified to be able to give them that advice and assist them with their different trading strategies. And three, they're just lazy. Bottom line, everyone wants to make money, but they don't want to actually physically to get down and do the work themselves.
At the initial stages, is it a form of simulated learning, or you actually use your cash from day one?
You can use your cash from day one. So when a client comes on board and they've purchased the learning, so while they're learning, they can earn. So they'll have a trading account. We open up a free demo account for our clients. There's a $3,000 demo. So if the client makes 50 grand, they cannot withdraw that. And they'll have a real trading account. They will fund their real trading account. They can start trading from day one, because they will have certain things that we give our clients, benefits from a quick trade side. So we give our clients free trading signals. A trading signal is just a suggestion that comes from the broker, as in what to buy, when to buy, and when to sell. On top of that,
you can reject that signal.
Absolutely, it's your choice. You will have a tool where there's a risk calculator, so they'll be able to analyze their risk. They will also work with their mentor, so they can ask advice for the mentor. At the end of the day, it's the client's choice if they want to place it.
Do you have a record of actual tangible results of successful clients you've had, without mentioning names?
Yes, here in Botswana?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you want to share?
Without mentioning names, obviously, because I can't disclose that. I'll give you two examples that jump out at me. I had one of our clients. She is a mature lady, our age, of course, fine wine. And she'd been working for a big corporation here in Botswana for about, I think it was 28 years. She last year, she came on board with us at the beginning of last year.
Just before the pandemic struck.
Just before COVID. And she was looking for something to keep herself busy because she was going to retire. On the 28th of March, she retired. So she had a big farewell, retire. And boom, we went into lockdown on literally the 1st of April. And the reason I use her as an example is because she was brand new. She'd never traded before, had tried doing other forms of investments and had lost dearly on that, and other kinds of passive income, but just wasn't creating enough for her. So from the 1st of April to the end of, let's say, 1st of May, she actually made some really good money during the lockdown period, but she applies herself each and every day. So she can do it. I have another gentleman as well.
What sort of numbers are we talking?
For the month, it was around about just over $1,500, which is good money for someone that's never traded, and it wasn't a huge.
That's about 16,000 pula.
Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah,
hey?
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just for the first month.
Her first month, yes.
That's pure profit.
Her profit.
Money to go take shopping or to reinvest.
You know how, no, well, you know, if it's a woman, we go swipe our card, you know, we love shopping. So yes, she could use it however she wanted to use it.
Yes.
And that's a great, it gives a person a boost, but it does not mean you'll do that every day or every month.
I know you might be biased, but is there any advantage to doing this compared to real estate or the stock market in the traditional sense of the stock market? I know you'll probably be biased in favor of what you're doing, but maybe you can tell me what the advantages are over maybe real estate and other investment vehicles.
I think if you invest in property, real estate, that's always a good investment, but that's a long-term thing. Here, a client, you can have a payday every day by trading on the markets. We teach our clients to do day trading. You can do a long-term investment. Property is always good. It's a great investment to have. But I don't want to wait 4 years or 5 years to actually see my return on that. I want to be able to have money each and every day. So I love having the fact that I can have a payday every day. So whether it is $50, $100, $1,000, it's my money. I'm getting it now. I can withdraw it straight away. So all those other investments are great things to do. It all depends on what the client wants.
Okay. The key question is, can anyone do it?
Absolutely. You've got to be teachable. As long as you're teachable. Anyone can do it. You don't need a degree. You don't need to have a PhD in anything. The learning.
Your grasp of numbers and your grasp of the English language?
You've got to obviously be able to read and understand English, because all the learning is in English at the moment. We are looking at different languages, but at the moment it's all in English. You've got your classes. Your modules you can do at your own time and pace, so you're not forced to get it done quickly. You would there's assessments after the modules, so that you can see that the client actually understands it. So whether you are 17, 16, 75, you can do it.
To get in, do you have to pay something, or are there fees payable?
Yes, for the learning there is a cost. It's education, so it's an online learning. Absolutely. And those, if anyone is interested and they want to do it, I encourage them to come and meet with me.
Are you able to share the cost now, or it differs from?
It varies. It depends from client to client, and there's it's a number of factors. I've got clients that have come on board, which just as an individual, or they want to purchase for their daughter or their son, or for all three in a family. Then I will look at their pricing for them. But I try and accommodate everybody. You know, at the end of the day, there is a cost.
Is there any effort to attract corporates, or to do it for their employees?
Absolutely.
How does that work?
If it's for a corporate, now obviously then I go in and I will negotiate with you, and after this meeting you and I are going to be chatting soon. But it's definitely a benefit, I think, for a corporate, because not only is that are you empowering and you're giving your staff another skill that they can utilize.
Okay, all right. And then I think you may have touched on this, but what are the key benefits of the stock market college?
The key benefits are you're learning a skill that no one can ever take away from you. You're going to have that for life. You can trade anywhere in the world, whether it's on a phone, laptop, PC, tablet, at any time, as long as you learn and earn at the same time and you apply yourself.
Is there a sense in which crypto is involved in any of this?
Okay, so in our learning, we have got a module on cryptocurrency. We do not trade cryptocurrency on our platform, which is MetaTrader 5 with Quick Trade. We don't trade that. But there is a module on crypto.
Does that mean then you take people through the benefits of Bitcoin and how to take advantage of the explosion of Bitcoin?
Okay, so like I said, there's a module and it takes a client through the various cryptocurrencies, because there's Bitcoin, there's all different currencies. So it explains it to a client, but our key area is the financial markets, as in Forex.
So you wouldn't really want to talk too much about crypto
at
this point, because it's also a huge mystery for people here in Botswana.
Sure.
How it works, whether it's really a scam or not, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so quite open and honestly, that's not my area of expertise, but I know that we do have a module in it, and like I said, we don't trade with it on our platform.
You mentioned earlier that a lot of people have been scammed. What are the biggest scams that you've encountered, and how are you guys handling the perception that there's scams involved? What are you as an industry protecting yourself in terms of your reputation?
The thing is, we are based here in Botswana. Our clients can come to our offices at any time. My door is always open. My number's out there. It's on the website. If anyone ever has an issue of any sort regarding to Stock Market College or Quick Trade, they must address it with me. The scams that I've been brought to my attention from existing clients and other clients is that people will say, listen, we can trade for you. Give us $5,000 and we'll do it. Then it's not even 2-3 days later, listen, the markets were bad, you've got to plug in another 1,000 or 5,000 puller. When you have not got the knowledge, and knowledge is key, you would believe it, because they get very convincing. So you're just putting out this money, and at the end of the day, it's people like that give this industry a bad name. The moment someone does it, that should be a red flag for you. I want to see your accreditation. Are you qualified to do this? Show me what have you done. Let me see how you are doing. And where have you done it? Show me your other clients. Our clients can walk into our offices anytime. I've got people sitting in our offices every day. Because we have Wi-Fi, and some people battle with Wi-Fi, they come and they do their learning online in our offices. We have trading rooms as well. So I know our clients can sit there and they're attending trading rooms. That is the big difference between us and other people. If I hear about it, I invite the people that are trading for other people into my office, because then I want to find out. And now I tell them, it's people like you that put us in a bad place. And people, folks at consumer affairs, there's Consumer Watch, and then there's the watchdog,
there's Consumer Watchdog, and there's Consumer Protection Agency, I think. Do you interact with those folks? Do you ever want to just see if there are any complaints?
You're talking about the CCA?
Yes.
Right. So with our clients, I have engaged with CCA as well, and with Consumer Watchdog. And on a couple of bases, they want to know who we were, what we're doing, how does our contracts work, because every client that comes on board that signs up with us, it is a contract. Okay, and there obviously are terms and conditions. We are registered here in Botswana. Our banks are here in Botswana, so we work very hand in hand and make sure that we, when I say dot all the I's, cross all our T's, that every party is protected. So from an employee side or a client side and a company. So I have engaged with them. They know where we are. CCA have said to us our contracts are good. They're happy with what they see. So we follow all those rules.
And you mentioned accreditation. What form does accreditation take in this field?
Are you talking about the mentors now for the trading or from the learning?
Both.
Okay, so from the learning, when a client completes their course, all right, a client has up to 36 months that can do this course. I've had clients that have done it in less time than that. My
12 months?
Yeah, they've done it in 12 months. And then my question to them is, how much money are you making? What did you get out of it? Have you seen what's new come out? Because the thing is, in markets change. We like to keep our clients with their finger on the pulse of what's happening. So at the end of the learning, a client will get a certificate of completion. It does not mean that they are a broker now or a trader. It's a certificate of completion saying that they've managed through everything, and they will see their percentages that they've got through the modules. When it comes to trading itself, our mentors and our brokers are qualified. They have to be qualified. They need to know what they're talking about. They need to be registered. So there is a big checklist they go through.
Rigorous checklist.
Extremely. So yes, the information they're getting is of the best.
Okay. Let's deal with objections. Many people have objections as to why they're not. The first objection, it takes a lot of money. How do you address that objection?
I think that perception is that people think you need a lot of money to be able to trade. You don't need a lot of money at all. A client can trade with $50. It means just they're going to do with one trade maybe. It all depends on what the client's trading as well. Minimum? Okay, so with Quick Trade we don't have a minimum. And the beautiful thing about that, you don't have to have a minimum, but let's be honest, if you're putting in $5, you ain't going to make money. All right, so The mentors will speak to them, and I'd never advise anyone. I'll make a suggestion. If you want to start trading and you want to see a decent profit, don't fund with less than $100 because you can do a few things. $250 you can always add to your trading account, but we do not have a minimum. So people do think the perception is I must have a lot of money in order to start trading. Not at all.
Objection number 2, it's far too risky.
You know what? Everything in life is risky. The fact that I'm sitting here and I came here today was a risk. People wake up in the morning going to work is a risk. So when it comes to risk, the lovely thing about this with Stock Market College and Quick Trade is it is a calculated risk. We have tools in place for our clients to be able to analyze the markets, and they work with their mentors. So they'll be able to see what their risk is. It's a calculated risk.
Is the biggest risk really not ignorance?
It's knowledge, lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
And that one is curable.
Absolutely. For sure. That's why we've got the learning.
Okay. How do people mitigate the risk? There is some risk involved, and a lot of it we say has to do with ignorance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when a client is learning to trade, they're working, when they're going through their modules and they're working with their mentor as well, they will explain what the risk is. They'll work through a risk calculator. So when placing a trade, they will be able to...
There's even a calculator.
We have a risk calculator as one of our tools for our clients as well. We have an economic calculator as well. But people that have never traded, they're going to think, what is this? It's like gibberish. But it's there to be able to help our clients to understand and read the markets. They will do their technical analysis and fundamentals. So when it comes to risk, at the end of the day, it's still the client's choice. But you want to try and have a really good calculated risk on what you're going to be trading.
The other objection is don't have time. How do you address that one? People say they're too busy.
Everyone's busy, but if I'm making money, I'm going to make the time. If you were making an extra $100 a day, don't you think you'd make that time?
US dollars?
We only talk US dollars. I don't talk some dollars here. Definitely US dollars.
Okay.
A client would have a USD account here, and I think when you start applying yourself and you start seeing what your return of investment in yourself, you would make that time.
Okay. All right. Now, trading signals. Can we talk about that in the context of Quick Trade? What is that? Can you break it down?
So with Quick Trade being the brokerage, we give our clients free trading signals. As I mentioned earlier on, a trading signal is just a suggestion that comes from the broker, as in what to buy, and when to sell. So whether it's Forex, they'll talk about the various Forex pairs, and they'll put a price together as in what the market has been doing. Bearing in mind that a client still has that option, whether they want to use that trading signal or not. It's a lovely way for someone that's never traded before to work with it through with their mentor on their calculator and place that trade to actually see what it comes out of it. A client we could give them 1 signal, 5 signals, 10 signals. All depends on what's happening in the markets. 3 things happen in the market. Stocks either go up, down, or they just stay flat. There's no point trying to send out a trading signal if there's nothing happening in the market. At the end of the day, we want our clients to make money.
I read a book by Warren Buffett once, and he was condemning fund managers for too much activity. Do you agree that sometimes too much activity is detrimental?
It can be. In my opinion, yes.
Yes. And what do you advise people in that regard? To take it easy, to wait, to walk away for 2-3 days?
Oh no, I wouldn't say walk away for 2-3 days. I'd most definitely trade each and every day. It's maybe not place as many trades. You spoke about risk, so we can go back. If you are overzealous, it could be to your detriment. So rather speak to the people that are qualified in that area, which is your mentor.
Can you guarantee success or profit with a trade signal? And why not?
No, nothing's guaranteed. Your success is determined by you, not by me.
But can't you do some kind of statistical analysis based on past success?
Everybody trades differently. And I think that's what makes it so unique. We could have, one of the beautiful things that we also teach our clients is that they will learn different trading strategies. So your trading strategy may not necessarily be like mine, but let's put it this way. You can trade for 20 days. If we only did 1 trade a day in a month, working days. If I placed a trade each and every day, so I've done 20 trades. Out of my 20 trades, let's say 7 weren't great. I hit my stop loss. For me, it's not a bad statistic there.
I want to talk about the human story now for Bernadette Turner. How did Bernadette Turner get into this? What was your previous background? And what really, I don't want to say
pushed me into this area.
Enticed you, got you into this area?
Okay, so I come from an IT and marketing background. Obviously got sales. My husband and I were in SA. My husband had a very big restaurant back in SA, and he lost the restaurant. My husband's an Afrikaans man, but he believed. You're sorry, I'm not, that's, I think it was the best thing that could have ever happened.
Okay.
He had the restaurant, he lost the business, and he didn't believe in having savings in an account. His money was all in the business. I had a job, it was paying an okay salary, but when he lost the business, it wasn't enough to be able to sustain our lifestyle. So we lost everything. We lost our house, we lost our cars, we had to downscale into a small little two-bedroom place. It was a small apartment. A friend of mine had a garage they had and converted into like a little one-bedroom studio. And that had to become home. And we had to start from scratch again.
This is a long time ago.
Just over 3 years ago.
Okay.
And my salary, like I said, was just enough to cover the basics. So I know what it feels like when a person says to me, you're rock bottom, having 100 rand, and it's the beginning of the month, it's the first week of the month, you think, well, how am I going to get to work, put food on my table? And I wanted to make another revenue stream whereby it was...
That's where most successful entrepreneurs started.
Well,
they all have to hit rock bottom at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, carry on.
No problem. And so I went and sat in a presentation, which I do with my clients today, and I sat there and Hadis from Pletson was actually doing this, and I thought, there's no way. If it is this simple, all the possibilities are there, what he's showing, why have I never done it? I had to have a good look at myself. So it did really encourage me to do it. I took the plunge. I did not leave my current job that I had. I continued with this, and I started doing this on the side. I started making profit and started trading. Please understand, I've got no background in trading whatsoever.
None?
Nothing.
And from IT to, I guess, maybe numbers with IT?
Not even with the numbers side, because that sort of thing scared me a little bit, because, you know, the layout on a phone, on a mobile device to a laptop is different when it comes to a trading platform. And I was like, oh gosh, this is scaring me. I don't like all these graphs, and I don't want to sit and watch graphs and screens all day. Yeah. But I applied myself, and I do my learning every day, and still to this day I do it. So when I made my first 100 rand, not $100, I walked into that room like I was the lotto. It was on another high, another level. It was such a great accomplishment and sense of accomplishment. It was not always a profit. I lost money, I've lost money as well. But it got to a point where I made that decision that I don't want to work for somebody else anymore, I want to work for myself. So what I did was I became a licensed distributor back in SA, had my distribution there, and I got the opportunity to be able to do this and share this with other people and create employment for other people. The opportunity came here to open up in Africa, Botswana. I took it, grabbed with both hands, and I've never looked back.
Wow.
So I live here, and one of the biggest things that I've been able to achieve here that gives me the biggest sense of satisfaction is I can create employment for people that are in Botswana. Every one of my staff members in my office is in Botswana.
And what numbers are we talking about?
I've got about 10 people at the moment, and they are all young.
And they all started as novices. They
completely.
Have no background.
I had a young lady that started, she was my receptionist. She's now my accountant, junior accountant, because she is qualified in accounting, but she's shown and proven herself. I have got someone that's doing support. I've got other salespeople in there. Now, any one of my staff that come on board, I encourage them to do the learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, at what point did you realize that, look, this trading, you know, is eclipsing my day job?
How long did it take me?
Yes.
Remember now, please bear in mind, everybody's different. But within 6 months, that was me done.
Wow.
Yeah. I did apply myself hard, eh?
Talk about that. Tell us what is the blood, sweat and tears you put into this?
Okay, so the classes there are classes Monday through to Friday on different sections in your modules. So there's CFDs, there's Forex, and they break them down. Each day there is a schedule for what you're going to cover. I did my classes more than once. I went over them 4 or 5 times, but while I was doing them, I was able to trade because I could still earn at the same time. From those classes, if I missed a class, I could download my class as well. So yes, every day I applied myself. I still do it today.
So you put how many hours a day?
The classes run from 6:30 to 9 in the evening. In the day, if I've got a break, I'll apply another half an hour to an hour.
So you have to be, to what extent do you have to be totally passionate about this?
You want to change your lifestyle, you become passionate. I'm extremely passionate about what I do. I love what I do.
Now, let's talk to the youth who might be listening here. Some of them dwindling their thumbs, unemployed. I just had a guest before you came who was talking about, extreme youth unemployment in Botswana. Very, very sad.
Yes.
What, if anything, can this thing offer? What hope can it offer for them?
I think it's a skill that they're going to be able to use. They can trade, they can make money. They don't need a lot of money to start trading. That is one thing I can guarantee is they're going to have a skill. They're going to develop their own skill. They're going to have all these resources. Knowledge and education is key. Children or the young youth that go to university and they come out, they're not always guaranteed a job. Okay? They're trying to find employment. Or they sit, like you say, at home. Now they're frustrated. They've studied for 3 years or 4 years, whether they were self-sponsored or government-sponsored. What do they take from there? If they start trading and they're learning how to trade in this skill, they can make money.
And to what extent is this skill translatable to other industries? Is it translatable? If somebody decides, look, I like the business education, can they apply it somewhere else?
Absolutely. Every day. I mean, the people that are the tuck shops, people that are selling clothing, everything's trading. The stock market it's a platform that brings buyers and sellers together all the time. You just need to know how to do it properly. And the better you do it, the more you do it, the better you get at it.
But is it translatable to other industries? That's the question I'm asking.
Well, I think I've got clients that are in financial industries, and they're taking what they're learning from here and applying it to them, whether they are even CAs, accountants. They can take this and apply it.
Wow. All right. At what point, I forgot to cover this when you're talking about trade signals. At what point does the client itself have access to the trade signal? Because you explained that previously that there's I don't know whether to call them a mentor or a guide who has access. At what point does it now go to the client?
For the trading signals or the mentor? So the moment the client comes on board with Quick Trade, because I've got clients that are trading already, and they don't want to do learning, but they just want to trade and use the brokerage. From the time that the client comes on board and he's funded his account, he has access to the MT5 platform, a mentor, trading signals, trading rooms, all of that stuff given to the client right from day one.
Oh, okay. So immediately from day one.
Immediately from day one.
Now, you mentioned that there's no minimum deposit, although you want to have at least a tangible amount, maybe $100, I suppose.
Sure.
What about withdrawing, turnaround time for withdrawal?
We do same day withdrawal.
Oh.
Same day withdrawal. So if a client makes a withdrawal, let's say at 9 o'clock in the morning, his money will be in his account still same day.
And how long does it take for a person to get their money into the bank account?
Same day.
Same day as well.
So irrelevant whether they are with FNB, Bank Gaborone, Bank ABC, it doesn't matter what the bank is, and that's international. Please understand, I do all USD accounts, so I look after not just Africa but international as well. So, and we pride ourselves on that with the same day withdrawal for our clients. It's the client's money, he needs it now, not in 5 days or in 12 days, it's their money.
And if somebody were to ask exactly what are they trading in specifically, what is it? Is it commodities? Is it what are the tangible assets behind the
instruments? So the client is going to learn to trade CFDs, which stands for contract for difference, stocks.
What's that?
A contract for difference. It's a percentage of a stock. So let's use Absa Bank for example. Absa Bank's a listed company on the JSE. A client can actually trade Absa Bank shares, but if the share is too expensive, there's a CFD, which is a percentage of a share.
Okay.
All right.
Number one.
That's the stocks and CFDs. Commodities such as gold, platinum, oil.
Really?
Yes. They've got options to do that. They'll learn how to trade that. Then there's Forex, which is our money, all the different currencies.
You mean just about everything that's in the Joburg
JSE.
Exchange, even the New York Stock Exchange?
Yes, and international.
For instance, something as ridiculous as frozen concentrated orange juice. I know that's traded.
Yes.
Picked up from a movie, Trading Places.
Yes.
Frozen concentrated orange juice.
Right.
You trade that as well?
Why not? We give it to our clients, yes. Tesla, Amazon, international stocks, NASDAQ, indices. Our clients have, and we open that for our clients.
Okay. When the pandemic started, Tesla was
Yes.
was way down. I mean, particularly Elon Musk was probably the 7th or 8th richest person. Now he's fighting position number 1. So give me an idea, if I had traded or participated in Tesla or bought a Tesla,
Yes.
for say simple figure 100,000, where would I be now?
We won't be sitting here. We must definitely be going somewhere else. You'd have a huge amount of money, a huge profit.
But are you able to give a client an idea?
I'll give you an example. One of my colleagues back in SA, during the lockdown, Cecil shares went from 125 down to 22 Rand. Purchased at, we'll use 100,000. Okay? At the end of, for 1 full month, profit of 18 million.
Don't joke.
Honestly. Anybody can do it, all right? It does not mean it'll happen every day. That's the beautiful thing, that you learn to buy low, sell
Those
high.
are like outliers, those are unicorns.
Yes, of course. I mean, look where the Cecil share is sitting now. But there are gems. There definitely are gems that you can do that.
Yes, yes. Interesting. And how has been the reception in Botswana?
You know, when we came to Botswana, we had to deal with a lot of things, like you mentioned, the objections, as in people had been scammed, people had lost a lot of money on different things. But the reception in general has been very, very good. People want to learn. They want to make more money. And they want to do it for themselves. Knowledge is, I was really, really taken by how much people want to learn to do it for themselves, as in gaining that knowledge. So it's been really good.
So you're talking, hundreds of thousands of people, or are you talking?
To date, when I talk about the clients that are on board from Stock Market College and Quick Trade, I've just got over 1,200 clients. And when I talk about the 1,200, those are people that are actually doing something each and every day.
Okay. And it doesn't matter what background you have, government, across the spectrum, students, everybody.
I've got a lot of students, they all want to make it, the younger students all just want to trade Forex.
Okay. All right. Now, learn and earn. You want to speak to that concept? Learn and earn.
Yeah. So when I use the terminology learn and earn, while I learn, I can earn. So I'm learning each and every day, but I'm placing trades and I'm making money each and every day. I want my payday every day.
It's not like at university where you take 4 years learning and then you only earn afterwards.
Then you've got to try and apply what you've learned there.
So it's depending on, but you say you don't even need to be brilliant. So I was going to say, depending on your brilliance and your focus, you can make, truckloads of money from
oodles of
within a week.
cash. Absolutely.
Yeah, but what is the decisive factor? It's not brilliance. It's not intelligence.
It's discipline.
Discipline.
And you must want to make money. You must want a better lifestyle at the end of the day. And like I said earlier on, your success is determined by you, not by me. If you apply yourself, and you have to have goals. I speak to all my clients. I say to them, okay, if you could make money on the stock market by trading, how much money would you want to make? If I used you as an example, I mean, you're a successful businessman here, a huge entrepreneur. People look at you. Surely you'd want more money. You've got children, you've got a family. There are things that we want in life. We have goals. How do you achieve those goals? So I work very closely with my clients because I want my clients to be successful. The more successful a client is, the more he's going to refer us, and the more he's going to trade. The better his lifestyle or her lifestyle. So that for me is a very big thing. You've got to be teachable, and you must be disciplined, and you must take the accountability to do your learning.
Okay. And are there students that you actually have to terminate and turn away because they're not disciplined or not committed enough? Give them back their money?
No, we don't give money back, because you've had access to your learning. It's also intellectual property. So if you come on board as a client, I won't sign a client on board. I will not take a client on board if he's not serious. I don't want to turn business away, please, but understand, I also don't want someone that's going to be there just to, if you're curious, well then I'll show you what you can get. I would rather not take a client on board that, one, cannot afford this learning, two, that is not serious about actually wanting to change their lifestyle. So I have turned people away.
Okay, all right. The only last question I want to ask you is there a super trader out there that you look up to, that you say, look, I will have made it when I get to that level? It's the first part of the question. And if there's such a person, what are you doing to get there?
Now you're asking me if there's a trader out there.
Yeah, like a role model, somebody you want to be like.
I've got a role model.
Yes.
Definitely got a role model. He's not a trader. I think the work that he does every day is trading. My biggest mentor at the end of the day is the MD of the company. His name's Hadis van Pletsen. He, from the day that I met him and the things that he's done and the goals that he's set, I want to achieve to be that and more. I really believe if I can be on that level and higher, why not? I'd love to be like a Tony Robbins one day. The man inspires me as well. If I look at what he's achieved and the people's lives that he's changed, people do it at the end of the day. You can share it. In order to be a good leader, you've got to be able to lead.
Yeah, yeah.
And if
Yeah,
that's
I guess
anything,
what
that's
I'm
what I want to
asking
do.
you is, I'm looking for somebody who's achieved that level of unconscious competence, where this guy is a rock star. He knows how to trade, him or her, and you say, look, this is where I'm driving my people to, and this is where I'm heading myself. Have you thought about that?
Not when it comes to trading, in business and in a personal side and wanting more for myself, yes. But trading every day, for me,
You don't have a rock star trader that you say, that guy.
there are plenty of guys, people in our industry that are doing extremely successful, but they can also lose.
Yes, yes.
You know, it all depends. So, would I like to be like that person? Maybe, yeah, sure. We've got a wonderful guy in our team. In SA, his name is Linton. Fantastic trader, great strategies. If anything, maybe one day like him, be as successful as what he has and the pull that he has, and the way he looks at things. Yes, maybe like him one day as a trader.
Yes, yes.
Maybe that's where I'd want to be on that level. But personally, as a person, for me, is Bernadette Turner. I definitely have role models and mentors that I look up to, and I'd love to achieve those levels. You work on it every day.
To what extent do you need emotional discipline? Because I've heard that I watch movies like Wall Street, you know, where you it's all about emotion. You have to be in charge of your. To what extent is emotion or emotional intelligence significant for successful trading?
I'm an emotional trader, so I know. We all have. It's once again, it comes back to discipline, and you've got to. We trade differently. We've got different strategies. I've learned the hard way because I didn't want to listen. I know that the markets do this, and you know, up and down, up and down. You've done your checks, you've done your points, and you're still going to think, no, I'm going to close this trade, and boom, and you lose money, or you don't apply all the rules. So emotions come in. It doesn't matter how good a trader you are. There are so many different things. Greed kicks in because I'm on such a streak. I'm not going to do it. And the greed kicks in and you lose. Or you're sitting and you're just fixated on your screens. So it all depends on what kind of a trader you are. But emotions, you've got to try and
But is that part of your training to
absolutely
to discipline that monster, the emotional?
It's definitely part of it as well in the learning as well, and it tells you about the different things which you should be doing and how you should do it.
Okay.
But whether a person actually applies it is a different thing.
Story.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. You've been a great guest. This is a part of the show now when you get to shoot one question. Any question that you want to ask me?
Any question to you?
Yes.
So my question to you is, when are you coming on board to be a client of Stock Market College and Quick Trade?
I'm deciding here and now that I'm going to investigate it. I was sort of dismissive before when this interview started. I was dismissive. What is this? I compared it to crypto because I know very little, and you know this, and I thought of it as a get rich quick scheme. But as you explain it, as you elucidate it, and when I sense your passion, I'm just thinking, okay, maybe if there's some disposable cash somewhere, I could try this. But when you said to me that it requires focus and time, and I'm thinking to myself, where do I find time? Which goes back to this objection we covered. So I'm having those conversations because remember how you met? You're going to, interest me in the first place, and I said, come on the show, interest the whole world, which you've done masterfully, by the way. You've done a brilliant job. So my thinking is this: that now I'm getting closer to studying it further. Perhaps I need to sit down with you again, and then maybe even come to your office.
I'd love you to come to our offices.
I'll come definitely to your office to learn more. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
No, you have. I mean, and I think the biggest thing for me is anyone that's watching this, I invite them to come to our offices. My number is available. I'll put up my email address as well. You don't need to send me an email or phone me. Please come, have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, see what it's about, and see what your opportunities are and your possibilities.
All right. I'm going to ask for that email in a moment, but for now, you look at that camera, can you see
Oh,
it?
yes.
Yes, you talk to that individual, give them something inspirational, some positive message, a takeaway from this conversation, or just from how you feel, words of encouragement.
All right. And I wasn't going to say, what I'd like to say is you can achieve anything you want in life. As long as you love what you do, you're passionate about what you do, and you follow through, you can accomplish anything. Your success is determined by you, not by anybody else. And don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do it, because you most definitely can.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, this is the time now you can to share your contact details, emails, WhatsApps, everything, social media presence.
Okay. My contact number is 77920-247, and my email address is Bernie, as in BERNIE, at stockmarketcollege.co.bw, or you can get me at Bernie at quicktrade.co.bw. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to go onto our website. It's exactly that, stockmarketcollege.co.bw or quicktrade.co.bw.
Okay, wonderful.
Wonderful,
You've
thank
been
you.
a great guest. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.